high inflation, high electricity prices, and energy prices. That is what we have in Europe. So the question is Tesla ready to handle that? And furthermore, what can they do if demand would decrease because people are not willing to pay a price for a Tesla Model 3 or Model Y? But first of all, we will look into the AI day. And I'm actually pretty excited. But again, when it comes to new technology, I would like to ask the community here what kind of barriers we should put in there to ask our question: where should this technology be available? Should it be in our private life? Should it be available only in factories? And where is the line where we say it is too much? I don't want to criticize Tesla here when it comes to the technology they work on. But again, the question is, where is the line where we say it is the point where we say this far but not further? Because we don't want that the robots are getting a danger for us as human beings. I don't want to dramatize that, but again, I just want to open a discussion here. I do find that Tesla is working very well on that and has a clear path on what they want to do with that product. But we also know that Elon Musk has been talking about AI, robots, and of course the concerns that you could have in the future. Again, this would be an example they could use that inside a factory. Now let's start with the energy crisis in Germany and Europe. First of all, the gas is not the issue, not so much anymore as people might talk about. We have all gas reserves being almost full at 90 to 93%. I do expect that the prices will rise, and that is of course an issue. But for that, I don't expect any production stop happening. Furthermore, we have reports and sources saying that Q4 Tesla is expecting to produce 50,000 cars out of that factory, and in Q1 65,000 cars. That is very exciting, and I do expect Tesla to produce more than 400,000 cars in Giga Berlin by next year. Based on Reuters, which is using as well the calculations of Troy Teslaik, we can expect close to 500,000 cars in Q4, and then we're going to move further up. But the open question is, what about the demand in Europe? We have seen shortening delivery times in China, but there will be no price cuts. Tesla has been saying that, and Tesla China said this is just rumors. So they must be very certain that there is enough demand for that price level. In Europe, on the other hand, as I have a German channel, I kind of get the feeling that right now we have a big wave of people that are willing to pay the price, which is a very good price for a Tesla product. But again, maybe in 2 or 3 years, we might come into a situation where Tesla has to create more demand. When inflation is hitting almost 10% in Germany, the question is how much market share can Tesla actually achieve in Europe? Currently, we have 13.2%. And I'm personally very bullish that Tesla will continue to sell 400,000 cars in Europe. The market is there, and the market of people that are still willing to pay the price that we currently see on the website is also there. But again, we never know what's happening in the near future, and this is where Tesla's advantage is coming. I do expect Tesla, once the entire backlog, especially for you guys waiting for Model Y from Grünheide in Germany, if the backlog for Giga Berlin is worked away, then Tesla has nevertheless the chance to decrease prices if they would really have to do that. Right now, I don't expect that. So for the energy crisis, the higher prices, the maybe not so much willingness to buy an EV, because some people say, well, electricity costs are so high. Tesla has still room to decrease prices to create a new wave of demand if they would really have to do that. Again, I just want to note, right now, I don't think that Tesla really has to do that. When it comes to inflation and all that, I do expect it to calm down over the next 2 years. And with that, automatically, there will be more demand from a new buying group. When it comes to the net profit margin, Tesla has a major advantage. We are looking at a profit of $2.26 billion. That was in Q2. And this despite any lockdown in Shanghai, despite the 2 new factories not making any profit yet. So a net profit margin of 13.34% is likely to be increased. If you look into the level of net profit margin in the average car making industry, you see that there is a line between 4.2 to 4.4%. This is way lower. And so VW and other car makers, which are of course not in the premium sector, so more like BMW, Daimler, Mercedes, they are not having so much difference to Tesla. They might not have so much more room to actually decrease the prices to still be profitable. And that is the major advantage of Tesla here, especially when it comes to VW. Now looking into the automotive gross margin, we know it was 28%. We can expect that to increase in Q3 as we have Giga Berlin and Giga Austin producing more cars, and so the cost part should decrease, or in percentage the revenue will increase, but the cost will pretty much stay the same. So again, you see there is a lot of possibilities: decreasing prices, more incentives of any kind of products Tesla could connect to let people buy a car. And we also know in China, Tesla tried to do a credit line where you don't have to put any deposit on. So 0 deposit, you just get a Tesla. This was also a way to create demand in a year ago, but then they stopped it because too much demand came in. So again, you see Tesla is producing many cars here in China. Those are going into export, and actually there is a new ship currently at the harbor. So it's going to be exciting to see if that is going to be a carrier, the first one in Q4 moving to Europe. Again, I just want to conclude here, guys. For the European market, despite all the news that you see out there, when it comes to Germany and the gas reserves, I don't see an issue for Tesla to increase production. Internally, Tesla seems to not have any issues when it comes to demand and selling cars. So right now, I don't see any issue for Tesla to move through this energy crisis in Europe. I even more expect Tesla to actually gain more customers and actually increase market share. And then in some point when the standard range Model Y is going to come to Giga Berlin next year, then Tesla has more room to create more demand, more customers. And then it's going to be very exciting to see how long Tesla can hold this level of price. So again, very excited to have you here. If you're new to my channel, do consider subscribing. I would really appreciate that. And I wish you a wonderful day. Thank you very much.